Kevin Mason put up a video, who gets the experience points and what do your dice really think of you? I'm going to be talking about how I award experience points. Welcome to my channel. I focus on tabletop role-playing games, video games, and science fiction. Kevin Mason put up a video, who gets the experience points and what do your dice really think of you? So I thought I'd talk about how I award experience, and the easiest one is I'm pulling up the spreadsheet that I used back in 2015 in May. It's almost going on 2 years ago that I ran this particular adventure. So I have the names of the people who were in the game. This is up there on YouTube in there. And what I do is I do what's called encounter scaling. I do the scaling that's described in the DMG. So if we take a look at when I do the encounter scaling, I put the monsters that they're possibly going to run across, and I copy out the challenge and possible experience, and I put the equation to figure out. You can look it up in the DMG, and it gives you, I put the reference page, and it calculates the experience. And then when I start playing, if I play with the numbers here, and if I say that if I make this 10, what does that do? That changes the experience, and I get my multiplier and my adjusted total. And so when I have the multiplier in here, I actually played with the multiplier because I didn't like the one that was in the DMG, but that you can look those up. So what would happen is that I would scale my encounters. So here is my experience worksheet, shall we say. So I have this does a bunch of things like handling. I put in the initiative and it automatically resorts the initiative. It comes up with this roll and does that. I'm not going to go into that right now. But here's for each monster I keep track, and I keep track of the hits and how much damage it does, and when they turn gray they're dead, and if they're these are the hits. So the party killed as you see 4 zombies and 2 gnolls. They didn't kill the bone golem, so that one it was bloodied, but it still had effective hit points, and that's when the adventure ended. So then I have down here, this actually totaled up the experience based upon the way it's described in the DMG. It totaled up 400 experience points. Now, if they've completed quests, I often will I put the quest down in here and how much the experience points. So if I did something and I add another 200 for that, that will change how the experience that they got. So that's when I complete the quests, and I can add that in there. So then I get my quest total, and I get my party total, and then I take the number of players and I just divide it. And so that comes up with 80, and I decide that's a little bit too low, so then I increased it to 150. So this is my record of how much experience I awarded on that adventure. And I have a spreadsheet for every adventure that I've run online. And it worked out well for me. I didn't have many complaints from the players about experience. As you can see, that they're not getting an awful lot of experience, 150 experience points. But then really, what did they do? They killed 4 zombies and 2 gnolls. And so it was going through, it was much more of the adventure and so on. So do I award experience? I mean, you can get into the complex rules. If you go back into od&d, the amount of experience was supposed to be proportional to the level you were versus the difficulty of the monster. Yes, that's in original Dungeons & Dragons. Did I ever do that? No. For me, I just do the simple thing. I let the spreadsheet calculate the number of experience. I divide it by the number of players, and I award that. And it doesn't matter to me about who was the most active and who wasn't, because it'll all wash out. The statement is, it all washes out in the end. I just wanted to do something simple to award the experience, and then it's between the players to work out if somebody's not being active or whatever. But it's most of the player, you're not going to join the game if you're not really going to if you just want to sit and sort of observe, why do you have a character? So I just leave it at that and I divide it up just equally. It doesn't matter to me who found the monster, who someone killed the monster. If a party, I've even done this where the party is split and half the party goes one way and half the party goes the other way. I just total up all the experience and divide it by the number of player characters, and that's the experience you get. So for me, I just, it's the number of people who are in the adventure for that week. You divide it. That also simplifies it when I introduce new characters. If a character comes into a new player joins, which often you have to handle if you're dealing with online play. And for me, I welcome new players coming in at any time. They come in, we divide the experience up, they get the experience, and it's just a normal share in that. So you get one, you take up the number of experience points and you get one, everybody gets an equal share of experience points for the adventure. And everything else, I'm sure other people will disagree. I'd like to hear what you do. This is what Kevin Mason asked the question is, who gets the experience points and why do they do that? This is just the way I do that. So I'd like to hear your comments. Thank you for watching my video. I look forward to learning what you think about this video. Let me know in the comments below. If you like the video, press the thumbs up button. You can subscribe by clicking the link in the lower left. If you are interested, there are links to more content.